Matt. Hi, Alicia, I'm already dressed up for dinner. I'm taking
Oh
Alicia
my
out
God, I
to
love it.
her
I'm in
birthday
the
today.
process.
I got my jewelry on. I got my makeup on. I got my hair done.
Look
I'm getting my nails done.
amazing.
I'm getting my nails done at 5, and then I'll see you guys over there at 7:30. Hey, Joyce. Hi, Ellen. Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Friday afternoon. Akashic.
Hello. Hello. I love the energetic hello with the beautiful painting in the background. It's just very
Uh,
Joyce,
expensive.
thank you for that little heart. That's so cute.
you guys are in my art studio right now with me.
Oh,
I
that's
actually got to
so
stay in her art studio when I went to visit her. Is that August? God, that flew
When
by.
was that?
That was August.
Ooh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, that was August.
Trying to see all the participants of everyone's beautiful, shiny faces. Hello,
that's
everybody.
amazing.
Welcome, everyone.
Oh, hi
So
there.
my name is Lynn. For those of you who do not know me, I am trained as an advanced practitioner in reading the Akashic records, and it was something that I came across when I was 11 years old because my mom had given my sister and I a copy of Edgar Casey's the book about Edgar Casey, The Sleeping Prophet, that was written by Jess Stern, and it talked about Edgar Casey and this incredible ability that he had to go into trance, and he would channel this presence, this entity, and he would be granted access to people's Akashic records. And I remember hearing about this, and he helped heal people through nutrition, which is why my sister became a nutritionist. I had no idea why she ever chose that profession, and he would also tell people about their past lives and why they had certain traumas and afflictions and things in their lives. And I heard the word Akashic records at 11 years old, and I was like, oh my God. I didn't know why it seemed familiar. I thought you had to go to India. Edgar Casey was dead. Like, there was never going to be a chance for me to read the Akashic records. And then in 2017, I had this girlfriend named Tiffany, and Tiffany posts on Facebook and she says, I just got trained to read the Akashic records, and I was like freaking out. She goes, anybody want a free reading? I have to practice on people. And I was like, oh my God, pick me, pick me. And I'm messaging her and I'm calling her. I'm like obsessing. And she's like, okay, okay. So she did a reading for me. And then I had her do a reading for my business partner, James, at the time. And we were both just completely blown away, like just blown away. And I said, how did you learn? And she's like, well, there's this woman named Linda Howard. She wrote the quintessential book called How to Read the Akashic Records. It's sitting over my bookshelf. And she said, and then Linda trained someone, and they trained someone, and they trained someone. So she was like sixth generation. And I was like, straight to the source. So I found Linda Howe on Facebook and I started following her. And then I think it was like December of 2017, she announced she was doing a training, and it was ridiculously expensive, but I didn't care. It was a 3-month program, and I like signed up. I was like, PayPal, pay for this. And it was one of the greatest experiences of my life. There were 48 of us around the world being trained to read the Akashic records. And we bought her book and we went through the book and she taught us the prayer. And Spirit had shown me teaching in this format. And it was called Learn It Live was the platform. It was before Zoom. It was before the pandemic. But that I was going to be teaching people in this fashion. And lo and behold, that happened. But the very first time I entered the Akashic records, I was just excited out of my mind. And there were these beings. I see these 7 beings in these what look like thrones made of stone with these hoods, and their backs are to me. And then there were these other beings. They're jumping up and down and they're screaming, halls of Amenti, halls of Amenti, halls of Amenti. I was scared out of my fucking mind. I closed the records and I was like, I'm never going back in there. So I messaged my teacher, Linda Howe, and I'm like, dude, I don't know what just happened, but they freaked me out. And she goes, they're just really excited to see you. Go back in. And I'm like, nope. She goes, go back in and just ask them to slow down, like ask them to calm down. They're just super excited to see you. And I'm like, what are the halls of Amenti? So I'm Googling it. And another book I keep on my bookshelf are the Emerald Tablets. And Thoth talks about the halls of Amenti. And the halls of Amenti is where the Akashic records were kept in Atlantis. And so I went back in and I was like, I was so nervous. And I was like, could you guys please calm down? Could you like slow down a little? And they were like, welcome, welcome, greetings, welcome, beloved. You are one of the guardians of the records. And I was like, what does that mean? And they said, you are one of the beings that is meant to teach people how to access the records. And I was like, okay, that sounds cool. But I hadn't memorized prayer. I mean, this is literally my first time in. And I was like, what does that mean? But I just fell in love with the records, fell madly in love with the records. They felt like home. They felt like beings that loved me unconditionally. And so I've trained hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. Graduated in 2018 with my certificate. It's somewhere in my email. I don't even think I have a printed version of it. It's not one of the certificates I keep out, but I just it's been something that is so dear to my heart. In the Akashic records, every single being, it's a complete iCloud of every thought, every word, every action you've ever done through all time and space and dimensions. You know, all the dimensions, all the planets, all the lifetimes, past, present, and future, which is not happening linearly, by the way. It happens like a slinky, like a spiral. And we're either spiraling up or we're spiraling down, but we're experiencing it all simultaneously. And if you have something from an incarnation that traumatized you, and it's fascinating, something just happened with some students in class. There were these two girls who got paired up in one of my classes, and they were practicing doing there's reading the Akashic records, and then there's healing in the Akashic records. And they were doing healing, like we call it Akashic healing. And they went into this one woman's round table where you meet with your guides, and Mother Mary comes forth. And she was shocked because she'd never interacted with Mother Mary. And Mother Mary takes her by the hand and takes her to the scene where there's vast blackness, and there are these children, and they're in the water, and they're struggling. And she, you know, she's like, what is the significance of this? And then she takes her further, and she takes her to a school bus. And the girl she's working with, so this is Penny. So the girl she's working with, Sarah, goes, Penny, I think you're in my past life. Well, it didn't turn out that she was in Sarah's past life. They were both in that past life together. They were actually sisters, and they drowned on this bus. And the reason why this was coming up, the reason why they were paired together, is there had just been a third bus accident in that same area, of the bus going into the river and of children being killed. Because what happens is, if energy doesn't get healed in a certain place, it'll repeat itself like a hamster on a wheel. So this is why we're like, why do I always seem to date the same guy? Why do I always seem to have the same problems? Why do I always seem to have the same jobs? You know, is it me? Am I the drama? You know, like, why does it always seem, why did, you know, it happen like that? And the answer is yes, you are the drama. I am the drama. We are the drama in our own lives. You're welcome. Just so
As
you know.
scary as that is, like, that's so empowering because it's like if we really dedicate ourselves to our healing, then we recognize that as we heal ourselves, like we heal these relationships in our lives, and it really steps us into this place of empowerment. And even when Lynn and I first connected, I had so many issues with my mom, and it was at a place where I didn't speak to her for months. And you know, I went through childhood abuse with that relationship, and to really step into the records and learn why I had to experience what I did, and to honor a relationship and to see what healing was behind this, I stepped into this place of empowerment, and I recognized that it was about me healing myself to heal our relationship. And through this healing, I'm able to help guide others as well. And I knew that was part of my soul's purpose.
Yeah.
Hi, Carly.
Hey, Carly. When you come to find out that everything that's happened in your life, you've actually drawn a soul contract to experience, because you know, you've done it to somebody else, and now it's your turn to experience it. It's very, very empowering. So if what Mother Mary said is, I'm the mother of all mothers, I'm the mother of all children, and brought them into an aspect of consciousness that's called the place of planning, where all souls make their soul agreements with each other. And there were 26 children that died. So it was Penny and Sarah, and then 24 other children, and they were all brought there, and they all made peace. And now that energy won't need to, like, there won't need to be any more accidents because it got healed. And it was interesting that that last accident happened that morning, and then they did the healing on it. They were literally brought together in class together. I mean, it's fascinating how spirits behind dun, 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 like bringing everything together and making things happen. Matthew is an old and dear friend of mine from Los Angeles, and I was with one of my best friends. We were like, let's go to Ruth Chris for dinner. What used to be one of my favorite restaurants, not anymore. Service has gone down, food's gone down, the whole thing's a mess. But
I like their mac and cheese.
lobster mac and cheese. So
Yeah.
Matthew walks up to the table and he goes, my name is Matthew. I'll be your waiter this evening. Server, waiter, I can't remember what to say. And I looked up at him, and all of a sudden I started getting this like Akashic download of information. I hadn't I don't think I've done the Akashic training. No, this was like back in 2014. I hadn't done it yet, but I had access to the Akashic records because I was guardian. I didn't know. I just thought I was a psychic and a medium. And I said, I have a message from you. It turned out it was from his father, who was on the other side. I called out the name of his wife. I was like, Angelique. And he looked at me and he's like, who the fuck are you? You know? But we had had so many lifetimes together, and it was just a point of reconnecting. Like, it looks like it's random. Like, my girlfriend and I meet up in Pasadena to go have dinner at some restaurant. And then, there's a soul connection for the rest of your life. So, same with Alicia. Alicia shows up, and she's a tiny little person because we couldn't handle, if she was bigger, we couldn't handle how much light comes out of her. And so, it turns out that we have, both of our fathers are from Guyana in South America. I mean, it's so random. People don't even know of this country. Now it's called Guyana. It used to be British Guyana. And, just it seems like random, like meeting someone on a train and then you have a 6-year business with them after a half an hour conversation. Hey, Heather, welcome back, love. So the Akashic records hold the answer to every question that you've ever had. One thing I've become really good at over the years with all the training that I've had is to develop really great questions. So you get trained to learn to open the records for yourself. And then you go in and you can ask any question that you can conceive of about yourself and about your relationship to somebody else. You can't ask, like, why did my mother, abandon her children? You're trying to read your mother's records. The question that you can ask that's really empowering is, why did I choose to have a mother that abandoned me? Can you see the difference? And then from there, the records, will explain and express to you. So I made the decision yesterday. I've only been teaching how to read the Akashic records in a course that you take over several weeks, but I've decided that I haven't done this in a long time, probably over a year. I'm going to teach an individual class on how to read the Akashic records. So if that's of interest to anyone, let us know. And we haven't even created a link for it. It like occurred to me this morning. Anyway, I'm excited about that. But the empowerment of having access to your own soul's bank of knowledge and wisdom, you come to meet your spirit guide. You come to meet your higher self. You come to learn the answer to every question you've ever had about yourself, your soul purpose, your mission, where you belong in the universe and why. It's quite extraordinary, really quite extraordinary. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to ask Alicia. Yeah, it is pretty amazing, Heather. I'm going to ask Alicia to pick one person, to randomly pick one person. Hold on, Beverly's coming in. Let's say hi to Beverly. We had a lot of people that signed up for this, so I hope they're finding their way here.
They are slowly seeping in over time.
We're like 28 people that
They feel the energy in it. They're like, oh, I'm missing something. I gotta hop in.
And I jump in and
I'm gonna take you through having your records read. Okay, so hold on one second. I think I have to. I don't know if I'm able to do this. No, I'm not. I was going to try and go live on Facebook, but I'm not even the host on this.
Oh,
Usually,
who is?
my assistant. No one's the host. My
Oh,
assistant
okay,
is
got it.
normally the host on this, but she's had COVID, so she's not here
Oh,
today.
no worries.
Can I jump in and say thank you so much for this work, Lynn? It's amazing. I've been doing it since January. I've been in your classes and it is life-changing, you guys. And you all can do this. I was like Lynn in the beginning. I thought, oh, only special people or shamans or
You have to go to India.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but not to learn the records, other stuff, but it's really life transforming work. And knowing that each and every one of you can do this, or one, you wouldn't be here on this little Zoom thing.
Listen, I'm a needle in a haystack. If you're here, spirit brought you here. I'd like to think it's me and my dazzling personality, but it's not. I swear to God.
It's a little of both.
Thank you. I don't pay her to say that. She just loves me very much.
Yay.
So it's actually pretty nuts how I ended up in this class.
Oh, tell me. I love these stories. Tell me.
Michelle Denning.
Oh, I love Michelle.
From Hereford, where I grew up.
Mm-hmm. How funny. In Texas.
And she moved to New York and then
Yeah.
moved back and told me about your class.
Aw. Yeah,
Wow, that's
Michelle's
so
incredible.
beautiful.
Michelle, Alicia knows Michelle.
Yes.
Michelle was a student who, there are certain students, certain people in my life, like I just fall in love with them. Michelle was one of those people. And there's a technique that I teach that's called psychic surgery. And Michelle was the very first person that, as she felt the feeling, the the place where it was trapped began to dissipate. And before we even got to the end, the object had completely disappeared. And I was like, how are you able to do that? Turned out that she was remarkably psychic and just became a dear friend. And I happen to be like, she and I love everything Star Trek. And I fell in love with Baby Yoda. And literally for my birthday, she got me a Baby Yoda. Do you remember when we went to Kashi? Alicia was there.
Oh my God, that was so fun.
I was like, I think I was turning 60, but I was really like a 12-year-old geek, completely freaking out over having a Baby Yoda doll. I love Michelle. I absolutely adore her. So Carly, believe me, anybody that's a friend of Michelle is definitely a friend of mine. So I'm delighted that you're here. Thank you so much. Yeah, she's incredible. So Alicia, let me have you use your mystical spiritual powers. Spirit has already ordained you guys, by the way, who's going to be read today. It's just a thing that happens. You're invited here. You know, all of our spirit guides are like dancing right now. They're very happy that we're all here. And if I don't get a chance to read you today and you'd like to be read, you're welcome to come back another time when we do this. I kind of, every month I do, there's a couple techniques that I do, and I'll talk to people about ESP and opening your clairs. I'll do a little demonstration of removing energy that's trapped. We call it entity handling, but they're also called Holo-9 self-organized information systems that are attached to the body. We did that a couple weeks ago. So there's always a masterclass going on Fridays. They just have different topics. So if you don't get read today, you're welcome to come back. You're welcome to come and join the classes. There are several students here that know how to use this technique. Joyce is one of them. Ellen is one of them. Alicia is actually my protege. If I have one person in the world that's my protege, she's definitely that person.
Yay,
We've been working
you.
together for 5 years now. And
Yes.
she's taken everything that I've taught her and run with it. And she calls me her mentor, but we're really friends. We're going out for dinner tonight.
For my birthday. I'm so excited.
Oh, he
Happy
picked us.
Yeah. It's actually early birthday because I'm going to Dubai for my actual birthday for a conference. So I'm just connecting with everyone here in New York before I go. But the first time I actually did the Akashic Records with Lynn, when I took her class the day before, like I didn't really know what the Akashic Records were. And I just saw the class and I was like, all right, Lynn's teaching it. Let me sign up for it. I didn't really like research anything about it. And the night before, I had this very vivid dream that I walked into a library and I was looking at all of these books, and it was the most expansive library that I've ever seen. And I was going through all of these books and I was seeing things about my history. And I showed up in class and I was like, Lynn, I had this very vivid dream last night. And I told her about the dream and she just started laughing. And I was like, why are you laughing? Like, what is this? And she was like, you just walked right in through the halls, spirit felt you connecting and they just welcomed you in. And she said to me that the same thing happened to her, basically, that she walked in like even before she was taught about the records. And it's something
I don't know if you guys can see
so
this
profound
picture.
and so powerful. Yes.
I mean, to me, it's like there's a couple different pictures that I use when I do announcements, because when my students, Alicia, I remember that so vividly. When my students
Yes.
take the class, I say to them, if you really want to become good at this, I want you to practice with 50 people. If you practice with 50 people, because I practice with 50 people, and if I can do it, you can do it. If you practice with 50 people, you will know that you can read anyone at any time. Like and it's funny because I just recently did a training, the Silva Mind Control training, and they want you to
Oh,
practice on
yeah.
50 people so that you can really develop your psychic abilities. And I'm like, well, that's easy. So,
Yes. So I'm so excited to choose the person. I'm just going to ask you guys to tune in a moment of silence.
And if you're willing to be read, will you guys put a yes in the chat so we can know? Because some people are like, yeah, I don't know if I want to have my, sometimes when I go to do psychic readings, Alicia and I went to this party one time. Do you remember that party we did together? And there were like 20 women there, and we each had 10 women, and we were doing readings on them in separate rooms. And sometimes people are like, yeah, I like, you'll say something to them and they'll flat out lie about it because they don't want you to like, be airing, the dirty laundry. That was a really fun party. I liked it.
That was so fun. Okay. Spirit tuned me in. It's Laurel. I feel like she knew that it was gonna be her too. I
Oh,
felt
that's so
it.
funny. I literally, I thought it was going to be Laurel. So
Can I tell you my experience with Akashic records so far?
please.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. This is all part of when my husband, my soulmate, passed away, and that would be 9 years ago now. Started me on this whole spiritual adventure because he reached out to me after, and like sort of slammed me around the face, like, wake up. But anyway, as part of that, I did a life between lives hypnotherapy that they through the Michael Newton method.
Yes.
With a practitioner here on the west coast of Canada. And as part of that life between lives session, I was brought into the Akashic records. And and it was for the purpose of, I just remember seeing and I didn't even know what Akashic records were at the time, really. Just these huge, tremendously high bookcases or shelving, whatever, that went on into infinity. And my guide took it down and opened it up because he wanted to, he or she, I call it a he wanted to show me something about a past life. So that was my one experience. So lovely to be here, Lynn. Thank you, Alicia.
Yay, of course.
So welcome.
You're so welcome.
Beverly, no worries, love. We're people come when they can come. It's all good. It's so funny, 28 people will sign up and about half actually show up. And then the recordings go up on YouTube. Yeah, I mean, we all have access to the Akashic records. So in the Harry Potter movie, I think it was the fourth or fifth movie, they're taken to this hall where all the remembrals are, these little round balls that have like memories inside of them. And to me, that was like a version of the Akashic records. So, and I remember when the racks fell over and they all started smashing, and I was like, no! Oh my God. Every time there's a movie where like the bookshelves start all collapsing on each other, I'm always like panicked, Anyway, all the information's there. All right, so Laurel, here's what I'll need, my love. I'll need your full legal name, how you would sign your taxes or a legal document.
Okay, I'm just going to rename myself on the screen so you can see it, because it is just hang on, it's a little bit long.
It's okay. I'll need to be able to open your records.
Yeah, Laurel and Chuck Fable. It's at the bottom. Can you see that, Lynn?
I cannot. Did you put it in the?
I put it's my name at the bottom of the.
Oh, it's on her Zoom.
Oh, got
Your
it.
Zoom
Okay.
name.
Got it. I was looking in the chat. All right. It's not staying up for me.
Okay, well, Laurel.
No, it's fine. I'm just going to put it in my phone because that'll stay open.
Oh, yes.
Lemchuk, Lemchuk.
Okay.
With a hyphen, and then F as in Frank or Foxtrot, A, V as in Victor, EL. So it's Fable.
Right. So here's how it goes. I'm going to say a prayer. Part of it is said aloud, part of it is said silently. And I am a channel. I'm an oracle. And I channel about 12 to 14 ascended masters. But what happens when I read the records is I channel the records. So it won't be me, Lynn. It'll be one of your masters, teachers, or loved ones that's going to come through, that's going to have the conversation with you. You want to ask a question or two that pertains to you, your life, your soul's purpose, something that you're curious about. Why am I afraid of this? Why do I love this? Why does this pattern always seem to happen? How can I work on this dynamic or that dynamic? This isn't a crystal ball. Like, when am I going to meet my soulmate? You were already married to your soulmate. When am I going to get, am I going to get a new job? When is such and such going to happen? Time occurs so differently in the records that they don't have the same time space continuum that we do. So, like one of my greatest readings, oh my God, I had a student and she was phenomenal with reading the records. Her ability to see and hear and know, she was just completely wide open. And I said to her, my father had come back into my life. He'd been gone for years, 11 years. It had been a very, very painful relationship. And he was dropped off by a girlfriend with severe Alzheimer's and dementia, like he was at the end of his life. And she just dropped him off and said she was coming back in 3 weeks to get him, and she never came back. So my mom and I were like, what are we going to do with him? And my sister said, Dad's coming to town. Can you, take care of him for a week? And I said, I can't. And my sister, she says, Lynn, you do a lot of healing work with other people. Don't you think it's time to heal, your own life? And I was like, how dare you? This means war. And then I was like, damn it, she's right. So I reached out to the student and I said, Deb, can you read my records? And the question that I asked was, why am I so afraid of my father? She said, 1493 years ago, you were his daughter in Lithuania. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't even know where Lithuania is. And she says, your father sold you into prostitution. He would have men come and visit you. They couldn't come more than once a month. And you were known for your beauty. Your father also used to have sex with you. You were kept in poverty and rags. He kept all of the gold coins that he received, locked away in a cabinet. You had nothing. The only friends you had were the house staff and the dressmaker who would come every month to make a new gown for you, for your gentleman callers. And one time a young man showed up and you two fell in love with each other, and he asked your father for your hand in marriage, but your father refused and said he could never see you again. But the staff, passed notes secretly back and forth between the two of you. And the next time the dressmaker came, you went to the cabinet, you took some gold coin out, and you said to the dressmaker, I've met a man, we've fallen in love, we're going to run away. Will you please make me some new dresses? And she said, yes, absolutely. I'm so happy for you. That's remarkable. Yes, 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 of course. And as soon as she left the room, she leans against the door, looks at the gold coin in her hands and goes directly to your father and says she's planning on leaving because you were the biggest account that she had. And the consistent, account. Your father becomes enraged, goes and grabs you by the hair, drags you into the middle of the square, the town square, shows the gold coin and says she stole from me, and then had you stoned to death. And the final blow that killed you was the rock that crushed your skull. So she's giving, like, that's the amount of detail that she brings forth from the records. And there are people that are that gifted. And I was like, well, that explains a lot, And suddenly I wasn't afraid of my father. Like, I knew he couldn't hurt me anymore. So there's so much healing that's available in these readings. There's so much detail and information that's available. And sometimes people go in and they go, I can't see anything. I can't hear anything. There's a being in front of me. Their lips are moving, but I can't hear what they're saying, or I don't see anybody. I just see colors. And all of that happens because there are places where you've closed down your ability to read in the records, which is your clairaudience, your clairsentience, your claircognizance, and your clairvoyance. And those are just 4 of the clairs. There are many others. Those are the 4 that we concentrate on. So one of the things that we help you do is learn to open up those abilities so that when you go into the records, you have full capacity. So Laurel, as we're about to go in, whatever questions you ask, they're prepared. They already know what you're going to ask. And they'll give you the information that is necessary for you. And we'll go from there. Am I forgetting anything? I don't think I'm forgetting. No, I think that's it. All right, so I'm going to go in. And when I come back, I can tend to sometimes be a little woozy and out of it because they come in, they kind of scoop me out and they'll use my body. I just saw this fascinating video on what happens when someone is I'm an unconscious channel as opposed to a conscious channel. So I don't keep my ego present. I let myself fully surrender. Yeah, I know it's a crazy story. I mean, Heather, it's only like one of, I have all this stuff written down, and someday I swear to God, I'm going to publish a book about all this. But yeah, it's the stories that come out of the records are just fascinating. Like these two students that found out that they had both drowned. And then one of the girls was literally sending pictures of who they were as sisters and sending the articles. And there's been a movie that's made about it and a song that's been made about it. And, you know, it's so crazy. So crazy. So what's, when you, I have a past life. In my past life, I was on the Titanic. I survived. My father died. I was able to go and visit the house where I lived. I was able to see pictures of myself and my children. You know, like when you remember stuff and then it shows up as physical evidence, you know, your belief just goes through the roof. It's why I have the confidence that I do with all this, because I know this shit is real, because I've lived it, you know. Okay, you ready? Okay. Here we go. Oh my God, my brother's calling. Oh, let me just tell him. Sorry, I can't talk. Oh. All right, here we go. I tend to yawn when the channeling starts. It's part of my transition. Oh. And so we do acknowledge the forces of light, asking for guidance, direction, and courage to know the truth as it is revealed for our highest good and the highest good of everyone connected to us. O Holy Spirit of God, help me to know, Laurel, in the light of the Akashic records, to see Laurel through the eyes of the Lords of the records, and enable me to share the wisdom and compassion that the masters, teachers, and loved ones of Laurel have for her. And now there's the part that I say silently. Mm, 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 mm. Good greetings, beloved one. We welcome you. We thank you for receiving our invitation to speak with you. We are well aware of our relationship with you. This is not something that you have always given yourself access or permission to consciously uh, be aware of, but we are delighted that you have found your way here so that we may indeed speak with you, beloved one. We do love you dearly. Precious being, how may we be of assistance to you?
Thank you so very, very much for coming here to be with me today and with all of us. And my gratitude is just here. It's my heart so much. Oh, I don't know. I mean, there are many, many things, but one thing that kind of comes to me, dear being, and I'm sorry, dear being, do you have a name that I can do, or do I just call you loved one?
The name that you would understand me as is Mitandre.
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 Thank you, Mitandre. I'm doing, as I'm sure you are well aware, I'm doing some channeling mentoring myself right now. And one of the things that Shotal, who's the channel that, or I'm sorry, who's the ascended master that's helping me along, he said that I would impact 1,000 people in my life, in my future. So that gets to my purpose in life, I would believe. And I was wondering if you could maybe help me understand that a little bit more.
Jotal is indeed beloved to us. Beloved, you will establish a platform for yourself in which you will allow yourself to do as Jotal has done, and allow that consciousness to be channeled. Understand that as you allow yourself to surrender to your own beingness, understand, beloved, that you are indeed a channel, in that each being channels what comes through the personality of the human body, the aspects of higher self. Jotal has a soul agreement with Zachary, and your soul connection and affection for such a being. Understand that you indeed have a similar blue avian calling, a similar aspect of you. There are many, many beings that are actually anxious to work with you, work in association with you, and it is your willingness to open to them the thousands upon thousands of beings, beloved, who will be impacted by you, are the ones, when you allow yourself to be recorded, when you allow yourself to be published, when you allow yourself to come out of hiding and out of the shadow, will indeed be impacted and affected by the wisdom that is coming through you. Understand that we will engage different aspects of your Akasha to bring forth wisdom and information that may have been otherwise forgotten, or may have been put on a back burner, shall we say. So as you allow yourself to continue to develop, what is happening is there have been, shall we say, dormant aspects of you that are once again being reignited, that are once again being brought to the forefront. And as you continue to grant permission for this to come forth, there is much guidance and much assistance. And this is why you have been called forth here today, beloved one, for there are many who are able to assist you in your development. And it is merely a relinquishing of the factors of fear, the willingness to step into what is your soul destiny and your soul path that was chosen before you have manifested. It is the ways in which you will come to understand that there is indeed nothing to fear about any portion of this journey whatsoever. Your impact, beloved, is already being felt. You understand that there is an energetic that occurs when you are in the frequency of channeling an ascended being, a being of a higher frequency, when you allow your body to be brought as the vessel, the vehicle through which wisdom can occur. And the more that you allow yourself to expand, rather than focusing on one being that you would be working with, particularly, beloved, when you allow yourself to expand and to receive more information, there is more that will be able to be shared by you. This is indeed a soul code contract agreement that was initiated before the manifestation of this incarnation.
Thank you so very, very much. It's exciting and intimidating and
Beloved, there is nothing to be feared. The intimidation is the aspect of the ego that says, oh no, what will become of me?
yeah.
If I let this being into my consciousness, will they hijack my throne? Understand, beloved, that there is no such thing. You are changing frequencies. You are changing channels, shall we say, as frequently as you are changing clothes, your vestments, even your chapeaus. Indeed. Indeed. Beloved one, allow yourself and understand that beloved Yeshua, often referred to the accounting of records for everything that was recorded, continues to transform. Everything is constantly in a process of transformation and evolution. So what it is that you have come to know as yourself and the ways that you have done things, it is all shifting and it is all changing. So allow yourself to become acclimated to and aware of what is held within, and then what is within you will come forth. And as Yeshua has said, if you do not bring forth what is within you, what is within you will destroy you. But if you do bring forth what is within you, what is within you will save you. You are on a tractor beam to this manifestation, beloved one, and we are here to encourage you. We are here to say we are with you always. So you need only reach within and you will find us here to guide you. It has been our great blessing to be in communication with you in this fashion, beloved one. We will continue this discourse with you. We love you beyond what you could comprehend as love, but understand that you are doing a very good job.
Thank you.
This transmission is complete. I would like to thank the masters, teachers, and loved ones for their love and compassion. I would like to thank the lords of the Akashic records for their point of view. I would like to thank the Holy Spirit of light for all knowledge and healing. The records are now closed, amen. The records are now closed, amen. The records are now closed, amen.
Oh my, oh my.
I hope that was everything that you wanted it to be.
I don't know what I wanted, Lynn. You're able to retain all that, correct? No.
I'm an unconscious channel, my love.
Oh my.
It's like when you wake up from a dream and the dream is like right here and then it kind of slides off the back of the head and out the window. It's gone.
Is this being recorded, by the way?
Yes.
Oh, good, because I can listen to it again then.
Yeah, it'll go up on my YouTube channel.
Oh, great. Yeah, they set out quite an ambitious path for me, Lynn, Alicia. So,
They did the same for me, and I'm living in it now.
is that right? Oh, good. I've got someone I can hang on to a little bit then, and yeah.
I'll drop the YouTube channel down in the comments as well. But it's always powerful to receive those messages because it reminds us of why we're here, and reconnects us to our purpose. And sometimes we treat ourselves as so small and less than we are. And when we're able to hear these divine messages coming through, it really steps us into this place of power, and we recognize this truth, this light that we know, part of us knows it's within us. But when we truly embrace it and listen to those messages, it all comes towards us,
Wow. My goodness, that's marvelous.
My website, which is about to go through a transformation because Alicia is about to completely transform it, is called somalife.com. SOHMALIFE. And then Alicia just dropped the YouTube. Thank you, babe. Link in there. Alicia is my chief marketing officer, and she is indispensable to me.
Yes.
And something that I happen to love and trust and adore and respect. I think that those are the 4 greatest accolades that I can give to anybody. If I love you, if I trust you, if I respect you, and if I like you. Because look, I love everybody, but I gotta be real. I don't like everybody. Like I should like everybody, and eventually someday I will when I transform into a Christ of being. But right now, a couple people that I like, I'm still working it out.
So then,
thank you.
Can I ask you if is your training on Akashic records, is that a certification training?
Yes, you will be certified as an Akashic records reader.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I will wait for your course then, dear.
Okay, cool. Well,
okay. Because I was going to go with Lynn Howe's course, but you're going to be doing
Linda
Howe,
I don't know if she's doing it live anymore. I think she's got
it was once with one of her students.
One of her students.
Her colleagues.
Yeah. So some of my students wanted to do more training, and they went and did one of her courses, and they were like, "We saw you in there." That training that she did with us, man, that was just out of this world. And I don't know that she's done any live training since, but what I would recommend is getting her book, because she's literally like,
I did get it. I bought it. Yeah.
The guru. Okay. So she's written 3.
What's the book?
There's How to Read the Akashic Records, Oh, wait. Hold on one sec. There's how to read the Akashic records. There's healing within the records, and there's Mike. Come in, babe. Sorry, my brother's come to the house and the door was locked. That's why he was calling. Okay, I get it now. There's how to read the Akashic records, healing within the records, and then your soul purpose in the records. And then when I teach the class, you'll get 4 or 5 pages of notes, and inside of that, I have a whole kind of little bibliography of incredible books on how to read the records from a lot of different people. But if you're drawn to it, and
I have been. I mean, it's sort of a fascination of mine ever since. Like
Right.
I came late to this party, I have to say.
listen, I'm 61. I'm so late to this party. I get it. Like it, it just happened.
But yeah, ever since I heard, I've held it dormant for a while, Lynn, and then I guess on the Channeling Jesus website a while ago, I connected you with Akashic Records somehow, and that just revived it all. That I really want to get into that. It's yeah.
So I just it's so funny. I just have 14 students, 15, 16, 17. I have like a whole bunch of students that need to practice on reading on people. Me reading on people is a very different experience. I've been at this for a minute. But they're really good. I mean, they're really good. So some of them are channels, some of them stay conscious, some of them, like everybody sees something different. And anyway, Laurel, do me a favor, find me on Facebook.
Okay.
And message me, and I'll make sure that, for any of you that think that you might want the training, please find me on Facebook. I'm so sorry, I'm kind of flying blind without my team here today, but I'll get the class scheduled ASAP. I'm just going to do it as a standalone class, and yeah, it's really fascinating. If you guys want to have the full experience, though, you would want to take Quantum Healing, which is my class where I teach 6 tools that build up to Akashic Healing, which is where you learn to go to your round table, go into the past, the present, the future, work with your spirit guides, go into the place of planning, find out what your soul contracts is. It's a bigger deal.
It's a lot more in depth of an experience, and I would say that is the path you want to take if you want to do this professionally and really hold space for other people, because you just learn so many things that you won't get in just one course. Like the one course is really great for just like kind of dipping your toes in if you just want to learn to do it maybe here and there, but that course is really for someone who knows that their soul's purpose is to do this work and is to step into that realm.
But that course has already started, right?
We have them that start every month, so we're gonna do another one in December, and then there'll be another one in January, and then in February I have a year-long curriculum for people that really want to go deeply, and it's 7 classes, and it's one for each of the chakras: quantum healing, quantum sexuality, quantum abundance, quantum relationships, quantum communication, quantum intelligence, and quantum spirituality. And that's if you want to become certified as a teacher. I mean, with all the courses, you're going to get certifications.
And how much are those courses?
The courses right now are, so the individual classes, like the Akashic class, is $595.
Mm-hmm.
The course that has the 6 techniques in it is $2,888, and it's going to go up to $3,333 next year. And then there's a discount on the whole quantum living, quantum teaching curriculum right now, because that pricing will go up. But we can get you all the details. Reach out to me if you're interested. Let's see, Alicia has been through all the classes. Ellen has been through, she's got 2 left in her training. Matthew and Ellen are both in the mastermind with me where they're learning. Joyce just finished quantum healing. She did an incredible job in there. So again, if you're interested, there's so many ways to work with me and to work with my students, and students who are now going to be certified as teachers, because they're just remarkable. Ellen and actually one of the other students, Claire, are actually teaching. The first time I gave someone, I authorized people to teach my materials, and they're having the time of their lives with that. And in fact, Sherry is in that class with them. And then there's for anybody, Alicia and I are going to be doing this incredible program that's actually going to happen in December and January. And it's called Your Year of Abundance. So if you know that you want to have a spiritual practice, if you want to be set up, how to work on social media, how to have a website, how to do your lives, having a business plan, having a vision, vision board. If you know that this is something that you want to do, there's 2 techniques that I teach in there that are really, really effective. Alicia, what else do you want to? It's an 8-week program. Each class is going to be 90 minutes. Alicia and I are both going to work with people. Heather's going to come and be in that program with us. That'll be really exciting. Sherry's going to come and be in that program with us. So if that's something that you want to do to kind of develop your practice, I have made over $600,000 in sales and over $500,000 in cash doing this business online in just the past 2 years. So there's something that I've really mastered with it. And Alicia has been such a vital part of that as my marketing genius. So we have a lot to teach. And it's ridiculously inexpensive for what it is.
Yeah, this course is going to be incredible. It's really about building the foundation of your business and just learning how to really step into your soul's purpose. That's the entire theme of this course that we've put together. It's 8 classes that are 90 minutes, and the whole thing is an immersive experience where you're connected to other students who are also following this pull of their soul's purpose, that really want to offer and provide their services to other people and hold space for other people in their healing. And I've been in this space where I've worked with so many people that are vulnerable, that are going through so many difficult times. And they literally say to me that, thank you for following your soul's purpose, And I think that so many people right now need that type of healing, and they need your light. You were put on this earth for a reason. And if you feel this calling, like, it's up to you to really commit to that. It's up to you to do what God put you here to do. He's giving you the resources. He's putting you in this space where you can hear these words, where you could be around these women who are making this impact. And for me personally, I was abused as a child, and to be able to hold space for other people who are abused, and just to hold them and be like, it's okay, like, we're going to heal together. There's nothing more special and more fulfilling to my soul than that experience.
Alicia does
Oh,
photography.
Laurel, I feel you so deeply right now.
And one of the things that Alicia does is she takes the most gorgeous pictures of me. Like, I don't know. I said to her one time, why, oh my God, it makes me cry every time. Why are you able to take such beautiful pictures of me? And she said, because you healed me, I can see your light. And I've always believed that what gets telepathically projected onto the film is the image of the photographer and how beautiful they see their subject to be. It's like what happens with paintings as well. So Alicia, she's of my soul. She's soul family. And that's what we find here, is we find people that become our soul family. Ellen brought me Sherry, and she brought me Joyce, and so many other amazing, amazing people. And then there's a really precious woman named Penny, and I met her through Melanie's community, and she brought me Heather, and she brought me Life, and many others. And Beverly, I don't remember where we connected, but it's good to see you. I know we've connected before. You look familiar to me. And like Carly comes through through Michelle. We're all connected to each other, for sure. And Matthew, I meet at some random restaurant in Pasadena. And
Laurel,
I got introduced to Ellen through an ex-boyfriend that I had, Scott. Crazy.
what were you going to say, Laurel?
No, I mean, I'm just honored to be part of this group this morning, and to be here. I'm going to have to look at the different tracks, Lynn, and reflect on what we just heard this morning as well. Yeah. But I certainly am. I just don't know. You've given me 3 options right now, and I have to figure them out.
There's payment plans available for all of them.
One thing in my life is that abundance hasn't been an issue really, so that's okay. You don't have to.
And Laura, let's, like, you and I can sit down and have a one-on-one Zoom and look at what might or might not work for you.
Yeah, I think so. And maybe that I wouldn't mind doing that actually then and
Okay, beautiful.
trying out a
So
path.
message me on Facebook and we'll set that up.
Thanks.
Yeah, I think that would be so helpful because Lynn is so good with intuitively tapping in to guide you in the right direction. And
I mean, when I'm talking to you guys, your guidance is communicating with me, and I don't ever shush them, but they get really noisy sometimes. They're like everybody's talking all at once. It's hilarious. But yeah, Laurel, I would love to do that, my love. Maybe you want to do it as a one-on-one. I also do mentoring work where I'm actually teaching and doing healing work with you, which is also pretty remarkable.
That might be an option as well, but I do want to do the Akashic records. That's
Cool.
that's
I'll
a
get that
passion
set
within
up.
me. So okay.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely get that set up.
All right.
Yeah.
Lynn,
and
everyone go to the Facebook group to the Soma Life.
Oh, so there's a
Uh,
Facebook group called Soma Life, what's it called? Soma Life
I'm gonna send the link. I'll send the link.
It's if you look up Soma Life on Facebook,
Quantum living experience.
Listen, I channel Jesus and I say the word fuck. Like I'm a New Yorker and that's just how I express myself. So please, if that's an issue for you, I love you, but that's just who okay. It's called the Soma Life Quantum Living Experience. As my mother calls it, scatological language. I was like, scatological language. I looked it up. It's anything that has to do with functions of the body. So like fuck, shit, piss, all that kind of body stuff. That's scatological language. So here's what it looks like. It's the Quantum Living Experience. And there's 698 people in there. And so we're always posting the events. That's where the recordings go. That's where I go live. And you can always reach me there. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Google. The Soma Life Sanctuary is on YouTube. If you're not finding me, you're not looking hard enough because I'm freaking everywhere.
I'm a researcher by trade. I'll find you, Lynn. Don't you worry.
Yeah, Laurel,
Oh,
I'm
thank you
excited.
so
And the orange flowers that are behind you are just so gorgeous. Did you paint those?
Then I'm an artist, but I didn't paint those. There was when we bought this home, an artist lived here before us.
Mm.
And there's all sorts of neat little things that she's done around here.
I was just
quite
really,
amazing.
really taken by them. That's beautiful.
Yes.
All right, my darlings. Well, thank you all so
Thank you.
much. I'm going to let you guys have the rest of your day back. My love to you. We're here every Friday. Every once in a while, Lisa and I are dropping in doing other things together. So you can look for us on Facebook and you'll easily find us. I love you all. I thank you for being here.
Bye-bye.
Shabbat
Bye,
shalom.
everyone.
To those of you that practice Shabbat, and